From 0 followers to over 10 million views. I am pretty excited with what's in this box, but before I tell you what's in it, make sure you hit subscribe, like the channel, follow, hit all the buttons and stuff in the description. Now, without further ado, let's observe and see what is inside this box. I'll give you a hint. It has a very handsome and fabulous author. Oh, this is cool. Oh, this is way cool. Wow. It's my book. Oh, look at that handsome guy. I'm actually pretty pleased with the way that this turned out. This is the very first time that I actually get to hold the... Seriously, I am pretty excited about this. This is cool. This really feels like a big accomplishment. I ordered 3 copies, and what I wanted to do is basically kind of announce my book. You can also buy hardcover, softcover edition, and you can go and see all the links in the descriptions for a Kindle version as well. I'm pretty excited. Like, I'm just kind of like digesting it. This looks really, really good. I love this. So the book itself is 50 pages. It's a 5x8 book. Remarkable to finally like hold this. It's like a child. This feels like holding my firstborn child. Not quite, sorry honey. All right, so here is the table of contents. I've got Let's Keep It Real, introduction. I have real wins and why they worked. Losses and why they really flopped. How I launched my own social real quick. The tools I really use. Real quick pop quiz and the real deal summary. So basically what is in this book is everything. I basically crack open my brain and let you harvest the knowledgeable goo inside. That essentially is what's going on here with my social media book, because I've had the opportunity of working for the Ohio State Fair. We have, over the course of 2 years, increased their social media views by over 400%. I also have helped a church client go viral twice in a short period of time. I have also helped a client of mine who's a restaurant go viral. And I also launched my own social media and have 3 videos over 1.5 million right now on Instagram. I've got a couple, I believe, over 1 million on TikTok, and a couple over 1 million on YouTube, and 1 video on YouTube Shorts is over 10 million. So basically, I take all that experience from all those clients and I put it into this book and also give you the tools that I use to actually do it too. So it's all in here, and this is all just really neat and exciting to hold this. So, give you kind of an introductory lesson, basically gave you kind of an introduction to sort of the thesis of the book there. Basically, real wins and why they worked. I go through and walk through the real wins and why they worked. The first example I bring up is of a food stand at the fair, and I walk through how basically when we went through and created this video, it was one of those things where I had a particular vision, and then the people that I was working with helped me create the vision and craft it even better. So when I brought an idea to this food stand at the Ohio State Fair, they had ideas, and in the midst of the taping, ideas just jumped out and happened. And it was such a neat experience, and I really tell that story. The other thing too is that in the Real Wins honorable mention section, I go and I talk about how you can find memes on a particular service and time it just right and not have a ton of investment in a production. You don't have to have high value productions to go viral. That's it honestly, and sometimes strategy gets in the way sometimes too. So I talk about that in the Real Wins and Why They Work section too. You know, and don't be afraid to take a great idea. Like, there is a time and a place for walking around and just letting your mind wander and seeing great ideas. There was one time on a show where Jerry Seinfeld said he sees material everywhere. When you are producing reels for your company, your own personal brand, whatever, material can be everywhere. So that'd be something that I would consider as well when you're looking at producing social media. You know, I include more details in that in the book. I also have like really solid, great, actionable advice of things that you can take, like, yes, you can implement this like right now. So that is in Real Talk, you know, my book as well. Sorry, I just love the way that the hardcover feels. It feels so good. Talked about how I got a video over 1 million views for one client. It just blew up. And then I also tell you the exact story, step by step, how I did 10 million views on the blowout video. If you're a parent, you will appreciate that story in the book as well. I think what irritates me the most sometimes about people who talk about achieving success is the fact that they don't talk about like their losses as much. So in this book as well, in Real Talk, I go through and I also talk about the real losses. The tricky thing about social media is the fact that it is very cheap, but also expensive. And that's something that I talk about in this book, where it can be cheap in that people can forget a post and it moves on because they always have so many things in their feed. But if you screw something up and you do it real bad and you really biff something, oh, it's in ink and people can copy it and never forget it. So even if it's a post that just kind of was a dud and faded out, that's cheap. Expensive, it could really cost your brand a lot of money. When I talk about losses, I mean like posts that you thought were gonna do well and didn't pan out. I talk about one time I developed a fort with my kids in the backyard and how that didn't work out. I had a band that I worked with the Ohio State Fair and I thought they had a great video that could do well. Another video for a church client, I thought that that was gonna go well and be a part of a trend that I saw, and that just didn't work out as well too. So not everything is gonna go viral, even though you put a great thought out strategy. Then I also talk about some of the wins and then the losses, so you can kind of contrast the two things together so you know what success looks like and then you know what it doesn't. And I don't hold anything back in this book, seriously. When I wrote Real Talk, my intention was to be completely honest, not be like, well then you gotta buy this and do this. Yeah, sure, we're gonna have a video course developed later on. You can buy that too, and I'll do a lecture with the book that accompanies the book. But here's the deal. When I tell the stories in here, I tell the real stories. I ain't sitting here like I'm gonna go and sugarcoat, candy coat, and try to do a little dance and song and dance. It's legit. I don't got the time to beat around the bush and I tell you what's up. So in the book, I go over and I talk about the introduction. I say, hello, here's who I am. And then I talk about the wins, so then you know what success looks like. And then I also talk about the loss. And then recently, I launched my own social media. And in this book, I dedicate a whole chapter to how I launched my own social and what I would do and what worked on my experience. Now, some of the tricky things about social media is that just because it worked for me, it may not work for you. And I think one of the greatest golden nuggets that I could probably give you in this video as we kind of scan through the book and give you some, wisdom from the book, you just gotta start. Sometimes you just have to start doing social media and you'll figure it out. I learned from a very good friend of mine, sometimes you gotta fly the plane while you're fixing it. And that's a principle that I think would work really well for you on social media if you want to start something and make something of it. Just fly the plane and fix it while you're in the air. Don't get too bogged down in strategy early on. Find a groove and then hone that groove, develop that groove as you go on. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is just read a little bit. What the heck, from chapter 4. In less than 90 days, I grew my personal social media accounts from 0 followers to over 10 million views. It happened fast, and honestly, it was wild. In this next section, I'm gonna walk you through exactly what I did step by step and how some of those strategies can work for you too. But before we get specific, I wanna lay an important foundation. Following a recipe doesn't guarantee your dish will look like Martha Stewart's. And the same goes for content. Doing exactly what someone else did doesn't always get the same results. This course isn't about copy and paste tactics. It's about principles, guiding ideas that work consistently, but only when adapted to your voice, your audience, and your context. Because just like with a recipe, the magic happens in personal touches. All right, this is excellent advice right here. There's a quote from Conan O'Brien's 2011 commencement speech that stuck with me. It is our failure to become our perceived ideal that ultimately defines us and makes us unique. If you handle it right, this is excellent advice right here. If you handle it right, your perceived failure can become a catalyst for profound reinvention. That hits, especially in the content world. So here's a question. Who inspires you? What would be in the middle of your creative Venn diagram? The place where your influences overlap. Knowing that gives you creative direction, not because you want to copy those people or brands, but because it helps you shape your identity and your content with purpose. There's another great nugget here. People don't connect with perfect, they connect with authentic. So that's a little bit from chapter 4. So in the book as well, what I do is at the end of every section, I have a here's the hook section. And what I do is I boil it down. So even if you can't sit and read the book in an hour and a half or so, you can actually find the actionable steps at the end of every chapter. So if you want the golden nuggets but don't want to take the time to read, which I would recommend, you can find the little nuggets at the end of every chapter in the here's the hook section and the real quick skim sections too. I also in the book go in and I have the tools I really use. And I go in here and I give you the exact things that I've used to create the videos that I have. And then at the end of it, I have a pop quiz. So you can examine yourself if you actually paid attention in class. Have a nice little summary, and then at the end, you got, you know, a good cover. I should do another video of how I actually created this book and all that, but I gotta tell you, it is a remarkably cool thing to go and hold my own book. So yes, in summary, Real Talk is a short read. It should take you about an hour and a half, but it is packed with over 18 years of working, proven, successful knowledge that can go to bat for you. So if you want to be armed with what's up here, get this on Amazon. Find the link in the description down here. Go pick up Real Talk today. I'm pretty excited. This feels really, really good. And I even have my own ISBN number. So that is a real quick skim on my book, Real Talk, available on Amazon. You can get hardcover. You can also get softcover, but you can also get Kindle ebook editions too. So whatever you want, it is yours. Everything up here, in there, in my book. All right, so in short, basically what I'm saying is go get my book, link in description. And I am pretty excited with the way this turned out. And if you want to learn what I did to go viral over and over and over again across different styles of clients, well, it's all right here in Real Talk. Pretty cool, ain't it?